Y'all mind if I spaz out for a second? I was invited to play Endwalker a little bit early, and I'm so excited. There was a media tour event where a bunch of creators that play Final Fantasy are all able to just go meet up and just play the game, just try out everything, the new classes, see a bit of the new maps that are going to be there. And I can tell you, just with playing the bit that I did, when Endwalker comes out, I'm sorry, I'm gonna miss y'all. It's gonna give me like 2 weeks. This time when I leave, I'm gonna give you guys a heads up. So there's no confusion about it at all. So before we start, I have 2 disclaimers. Number 1, everything you're about to see is subject to change. This is all development build stuff still, especially like numbers and values on the moves itself and the damage as well that you're gonna see. Yeah, we don't know if this is the final version or not, so take that in consideration when you're about to see everything. And number 2, I don't have all the classes yet in the game. I have like a good chunk at very high levels for how long I've been playing, but it's not enough for me to comfortably want to go over everything. So instead of covering everything I have even at that, I'm just going to cover everything that I'm excited about, because I don't even play all these classes like that. I'm really just trying to get the level 80 mount that you get when you get all of these. So I've been speedrunning these, but yeah, so first things first, we gotta talk about the new classes. Now I gotta admit, I play on a more casual scale, just started raiding, just started some of the harder content, so how I break things down are gonna be in that vein as well too. But with that being said, I've seen so many of my peers break down these classes in a way that I'm just not going to. So link to some of my favorite creators down below in their playlist to their media tour experiences, so you can get the true info of what these classes entail. Okay, y'all mind if I spaz again? Reaper is easily what I played the most of out of all of the classes, because look at him, he just gets b***ed anyways. How this class works is best described as a clicky juggling act. You're basically doing your normal attacks to build up your red gauge, and all the attacks you do from the red gauge will then allow you to do unique attacks in return that will fill up the blue gauge. Once you do this back and forth to the point your blue gauge is at 50%, you're then able to enter your burst damage mode, which I like to call the Reaper fusion mode, which is where a brunt of all of your damage comes from. I need to mention, while you're in this mode, you feel like an anime pro tag. Your movements are faster, you have aura, you are literally the Reaper. And also note, explaining something like this isn't my strong suit, so make sure you learn the actual names for these gauges instead of calling it what I'm calling it. That's just how I do it. Reaper's gap closer is very sexy, however, because whether you go forward or backwards, you drop a portal. You can then use the portal again to do the opposite of what you use to summon it, which forward and backward, forward, you get me? Within a certain amount of time, of course. Reaper's projectile has a charge time, but if you use your gap closer, you're able to do the projectile instantly, which is pretty cool. It opens up so many options for movement that no other DPS has. That makes me just love this class that much more for it. There's a bunch of other things to this class, but that's also why I linked my peers down below so they can do that, because there are other things I really just want to spaz about instead. Gunbreaker is my current main class I play now, and it's more or less the same besides some continuations to its already solid formula that it has. However, there is one move that it has, because it now has 3 cartridges instead of 2. Double down, which does 1200. This definitely might change, but if it doesn't change, he can literally walk up, put a hole through your chest, and then walk away. It still might stay my main class for this, depending on how the potencies are in the final build. But Gunbreaker is actually DPS now. What's it tanking? God? I don't know. Dancer, which is a class that first came through in Shadowbringers, is something I mess with here and there. I only like it mainly because I feel like a stripper, and now I have like a little phoenix dragon looking attack, and I feel like a super stripper now, which is cool. It's mainly just all RNG, so I mean, hey, there's a little rotation that seems it has now that's consistent, but it's my stripper class. I never cared for summoner before because I just didn't like how it looks like it played, but now it's entirely different. It literally is summoning something every chance, and when you summon either Garuda, Ifrit, or Titan, you have your own combat styles with it, and it's just kind of dope. Hold on, Behemoth and the Phoenix, I didn't know that much power y'all just had for so long. I'm gonna need some of that in Endwalker. Like this was entirely fun, and I've heard from a lot of my friends that it just is not like this as it currently is. So I'm really just gonna wait for Endwalker to really dive into this class, but it was really fun. Samurai is what I use for DPS when I'm mad, because I feel like it's accurate to say he's the best DPS currently still. I just know he chunks people. I can do that. He seems to have more or less the same rotation. It just seems the potency of what was is moved around to what I like to call the Ghost Madara technique attack. Ideally, it's the same thing, just got more butter on the bread. Paladin's actually a healer. Don't know how I feel about that because I originally wanted to play a tank, and now I just feel busted to play this thing. It's magic AoE attacks just heal everybody around him now. That's interesting. Now he has this Blade Works combo that just looks fucking amazing. Like, I like it, but it seems broken. What? He's never going to die. You now have 3 healers in your team when you do raids. Like, we should patch this. Hello? Warriors, what I initially started the game with and kind of felt away from a bit. Fell Cleave spam was cool, but now Fell Cleave spam has meaning to it, so I might lean back towards it. And your AoEs also give you damage buffs, so I'm always swinging at something. A little aggressive, but I think I can get used to it. There's also Sage, which is different. This is gonna be my most difficult class to get the hang of for sure. It's really a DPS healer. Like, its damage ain't that crazy, but compared to other healers, I would say it is. Has a lot of barrier mechanics to it, like to put on other players, and its damage itself is just very straightforward. There's one move that it has that kind of threw me off, to where if a barrier pops that it puts on you or someone else, you then have the ability to use a move or a special shield that you can give someone or attack the enemy with. It's very technical because I don't play like that, so I don't think I know what to do with this. And that's pretty much it for the most part, or at least what I care to talk about. Within the 2 stages that we got to play with and explore, if you're caught up to the game, you can see, I guess, a little bit of the relevance why you're gonna be here, especially taking in consideration what the first dungeon was literally about. But I don't want to talk too much about that because of spoilers. I got to play with one of the creators that I watch his videos all the time. He really helped me through getting through Eureka and a bunch of things I mentioned in my other Final Fantasy videos, Mr. Happy. Really cool as a fanboy and a creator to do some stuff like that. There's one thing I do want to put out, which might be a little different for y'all, but I have my reaction. So I'm really big in the music, right? And in the main new city, Charlie, something like that. I just sat there and just wanted to see what the song was gonna sound like, you know what I'm saying? And I have my live reaction to, I guess, hearing the beat drop, and I want to show that real quick. Let me get a beat drop. Hope it has one. Oh, I'm crying. I got goosebumps, bruh. This type of shit makes me want to go to church. Hold on. All right, let me stop. Yo, I'm bricked up. Yo, it's still going. It's still going. I'm gonna be a better person. This is the theme song of my weight loss journey. Yeah, it's still going. This is longer than the Crystariums. Bruh. Hold on, I gotta see the view with this music, bro. Oh, I ruined it. It's fine. I'm just gonna let it rock. Man, so I guess maybe I'll use this for something. In the Crystarium, which was Shadowbringer's like hub, like what this is, or one of the hubs. If you stood there, if you stayed in the one area long enough, you would hear the beat drop version of the song that plays. And I'm glad this had the same thing going on. Encore! And now it loops in rotation. That was, oh my gosh, bro. And that's more or less it. Can't wait for Endwalker to come out. And thank you, Square Enix and Final Fantasy 14 team for letting me come through. The interview that I did with Yoshi P, I will drop probably tomorrow or the day after. But if you're excited for that or you're really interested, I guess leave a like.